We are Ben and MP, and we've been rebuilding a doomed schooner so we can make it our home. Today the chainsaw is out, which means things are getting serious. We are working on waterproofing our pilot house, finishing our windows, and also on a secret project. Can you guess what it is?
There's one thing that Zek has been working on for a while now. We've been keeping it secret, but I just want to show you what it is. It's very cool, and also Nezo's helping him out, but have a look. While Zeka and Nezo, well now actually Zeka is working on that thing down there. Have you guessed what it is yet? There's two main things going to happen here. One, the fiberglass, the old fiberglass on top of the pilot house is going to be taken off so we can caulk the roof and re-fiberglass it. Because this fiberglass is loose as it's a polyester resin based fiberglass which doesn't adhere to wood very well. We're going to replace it with epoxy resin. That's going to be taken off and we're going to start redoing that. Then at the same time we're going to finish the windows. We've got lots of little pieces of battens which are to fill the empty voids on the interior, but also we're going to start installing the most forward two windows, which are the escape hatches, temporarily because we still need the little handles or the latches, but that's going to be done today, and it's cool because it's going to be two very visual things and it'll make the boat more waterproof. We've done about just about 3/4 of the roof of the pilot house, all sanded. Nico is busy caulking it and putting the caulking compound on top of the caulking, so it's already waterproof. However, the boats next to us have started their painting work, and also they're working a lot on the decks of the boats and next to them, and the wind is blowing exactly in their direction, so we've given the sanding a little break. We've scraped off as much as we could with these spatulas. Now the remaining bits have to be sanded off, so until these guys next to us have finished. We have to just give this a rest. So we are now moving back. I'm moving back over to some window work. And then we've got Vinicio and Rafael working on the roof of the Superstructure as we're sanding it down one more time. The epoxy, it's taking forever, I know, but we want to do it right. We're sanding down the epoxy one more time. We're going to apply one more layer of epoxy with the spatula, with the cerenoid. They call it here, it's a plastic spatula. Then we can sand that just a little bit so we can apply the varnish. But yeah, this job will be for another time when they are not working on their boats. And one more thing, the byproduct of sanding fiberglass is a very, 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 very dirty deck.
Dá 4 centímetros aqui. 3 não dá.
So we had a cyclone a few days ago that hit here the region, and luckily nothing major happened, so not the boat or not the town, not anyone, so we're very happy about that. But we did have a crazy amount of rain, and we had loads of leaks here on this part of our boat, and we had loads of pots and pans here trying to get the rainwater. Anyway, that reminded us that we still have to do this fiber here, so that's why we've been working on removing this fiberglass and recaulking everything so we can finish this roof. Then we're also finishing that one there, that we already had the epoxy done, but we still need another layer. But what I really want to show you now is that our windows are really almost there, and Ben's been working loads on it with the help, well actually he's the one who's helping Sergio.
Something we can't do on the boat is make these little pieces that have just been glued on round. So coming here to the saw to just cut these little corners off, and then back on the boat we can sand it nice and smooth. And then these little lighter bits, which still have to be varnished, won't be sticking out. just putting it all together. I'm doing the bit which is the Sikaflex messy bit, which is cleaning it all up and taping and removing the tape. Done. Now we need to install the window and the top. And the top slat. I rested against that. All the regular windows are now in place and waterproof. Of course, that still has to be tested. With that, I mean, you've seen all the windows be inserted from outside inwards, which means all the epoxy and the fixed pieces of wood, which aren't supposed to come off, are on the outside. On the inside, you saw they were only fastened on with screws and polyurethane, so Sikaflex or other polyurethane. So if ever we need to change a window, we just have to unscrew the top one, which hasn't even got Sikaflex, take out the rail, take out the window, and do whatever we need to. Now, this is all done. We're just going to do some finishing touches now, making the edges round, filling up some of the gaps, putting plugs in. Now, when I said regular windows, I mean this one over here, not going to be a regular window. As these two forward cabins are very far away to the nearest exit, these two, starboard and port, are going to be emergency escapes because you can't fit through there. So the purpose of these windows is that they are fastened like the others with a piece of rubber in between the outside and the bulkhead, and at the inside is going to be tightened with pressure locks. So in a case of emergency, or we undo the pressure locks and push the window outwards, or we have a hinge so the window can be dropped down and used as a step if necessary. So we're gathering together all the pieces that we need for this, and then you'll see how this will be put together, and then we have to test how waterproof we can get it, because the purpose is, the goal is to never need this, so it has to be very, very waterproof, but it needs to be able to be removed if necessary. I'm very, very curious to see how this goes. But if you have a quick look around, everything else you see is done, as in like no water will come in anymore. when all this messy stuff is done, I don't know if you remember in the beginning, we removed the windows, and now the last step is to install the windows nice and cleanly, and then install that top slat to keep the window in place as well. All these windows, at least, let me sit down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows on the starboard side are done. 3 windows on the port side are done. Tomorrow we're going to continue with 1 more on starboard and 4 more on port until we get to the secret windows, which are going to be the last ones, which we need a few more thingies for, which we'll get to. But follow me outside into this snowy winter wonderland, which is actually not snowy anymore because they have cleaned it all. Scoop. But have a look at this. Everything on this whole roof of the pilot house, all the way around, has been sanded. As you can see from it used to look dry, but you can see what happens underneath the fiberglass, which gets all wet. And that's why we wanted to take it all off, let it dry. Nico's already been caulking over there. This has already all been caulked, and caulking compounds have been put in as well. And it works because it's been raining. Still got the rest to do. And then of course tidy up. A lot of fiberglass. It's a nice and sunny day, and we're going to make the most of it, finish waterproofing the boat. So the last starboard side window is going in before the special one. Now we're moving over to the port side. So that's going to be really cool. You've seen how that's done, so you're just going to see it all sped up very quickly. At the same time, Inicio is on the roof just sanding down all these little bubbles so we can apply a final layer, because we couldn't do that before because it was raining. And Nico is on the roof of the pilot house caulking to also prevent rain from coming in.
So the secret project was, after all, a crow's nest. How cool and amazing is this? I can be up high in the mast looking for rocks or something that wants to hit our boat. No, I'm kidding. This unfortunately is not for Yabá. It's for our pirate boat, who's our neighbor. So we're not having it. But after seeing how cool it is, I'm actually considering it. Do you have opinions over that? Let us know. Land ahoy! Dog ahoy!
Nice timing. The roof of the superstructure now has 2 more layers of epoxy on top of the layers that we had put on and sanded off before. And I think this looks absolutely amazing, because before we were applying it with a roller, which we were told to. However, now we heard from Sergio, the guy who's helping us with the windows, and also from Vinicio, who was the guy who's actually applying this epoxy. He used to work a lot with swimming pools. He used to own a swimming pool building company. He said that use the plastic spatula and it doesn't leave any of those little lumps which we had before, which we were almost going to leave because we couldn't get rid of them. But now these 2 layers have been applied straight after each other. I think that's called a hot coat, when you don't wait for it to set completely and apply the second layer of epoxy on top, so you don't need sand in between. So this is now completely done. The next step is to sand it all down and varnish it. And I would like to say that this looks amazing, and if it wasn't for Vinicio, I don't think I would have been able to do this, because he made it look so easy and he did it calmly, and it's like a mirror. It's amazing. And Nico, I can't get up there for now because I can't stand on the roof, has just, he's finished caulking the whole roof of the pilothouse, and now he's going over it with the epoxy putty, the epoxy caulking compound, which means that tonight, with the windows this fully caulked and everything, we're not going to have any water coming in. And that is, it feels so good to have this done.
It feels amazing to see some projects being done. Rebuilding a boat really is about all the small victories. I would like to dedicate this episode to my grandpa, who was a champion at celebrating life, and with whom I shared the passion for boats. With pain in my heart, I announce that he won't be here to watch Yabá sail away. But I know that it doesn't mean that he won't be sailing with us. Thank you for all the memories. I'll love you forever.